Hello. Yes. So, good evening. How you doing? This is, and I am Nikema Lee, and I am the love evangelist. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, first of all, what is a love evangelist? Well, a love evangelist is simply that, an evangelist who brings or speaks the gospel of love. So an evangelist is a bringer of good news. So I am the bringer of the good news of love. So that's what a love evangelist is. My moniker. Hi everybody. I'm just waiting for a few more folks to get in before I start teaching, because it's day 17. Again, I am the love evangelist Nikema Lee, and I'm here to make you fantastically delicious. Yes. So I've got one job and one job only, and that's to teach. So tonight I'm going to teach on the shallow breath versus the deep breath when it comes to intercourse, and which one are you doing. So basically we're talking about the conscious and the unconscious breath, and making sure that and seeing how that affects how you have intimacy in your sexual relationship. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. And like I said, it's day 17. I'm doing this 30-day. I'm going to do without the glasses because I can't see close, but I can't see far away. So the camera is really close, so it's blurry. So I need to be able to see all of you wonderful people. All right, so we're talking about the conscious and the unconscious breath, the shallow versus the deep breath. And so I want to paint a picture for you, and just want to find out if you agree with me or not, right? So when people are having sex, right, and they're going at it, they're doing their thing, they're right? And there's this moment where you go in, you stop breathing. You stop breathing. How many of you have stopped breathing during sex, right? You literally just tense up. Your whole body becomes this kind of a thing, right? How many people have done that? If you've done that, put a 1 in the comments. Let me know that you've done something like that. Like literally a stop breathing during sex. You're doing your and you just stop breathing. Isn't it the craziest thing? I think that when we are having intimacy and having sexuality, having sex, the breath is one of the most important things beyond the actual penetration. It's breathing will help intensify your orgasm, your ejaculation times 10 each and every time. So what I'm going to teach tonight is how to incorporate the conscious breath into your sex play so that you can have more developed, more intense orgasms. So this is one of the trainings that's a part of my metaphysical orgasm event, and the pop-up that I'm having in Charlotte, we're going to be talking about some of this. So I wanted to come on and just share tonight because I'm prepping for this weekend, and I've got this little bit of information. So I'm just going to share a little bit of this with you tonight. Is that okay? All right, so if you say yes, then this is what we're going to do. So what I want to talk about is the conscious breath versus the unconscious breath. So the unconscious breath, let me get my friends. You know I got friends. Yes, I got friends. So this is Tina, everybody. This is Tina. It's my lovely vagina. Tina is 10 years old. We love Tina. And we have our lovely, this is Tyrone. Now, I don't want to pull Tyrone out too much because I know some of you folks are not really used to that. So I'm kind of going to leave him a little bit incognito, but you know he's in there, right? So Tina and Tyrone. So when we are having the unconscious breath, when we're having sex, right, what happens is it's just routine. It's unconscious. You're not thinking about it. You're just breathing just like you would normally. Like, we don't think about breathing until we can't breathe anymore. And it's something that we all do. It's relatively available. There's laws to protect the air that we breathe because it's that important. So if it's that important for life, why don't you think that it's that important to incorporate it into your sexual activity, right? So what ends up happening is when we're having sex, we're just having this unconscious breathing. So what I want to teach you tonight is how to incorporate conscious breathing into sex, right? So the very first thing I want to talk about is the sexual pleasure. If you are not interested in increasing your sexual pleasure, you can go ahead and log off. But if you are someone who there's a desire to increase that rate of sexual experience, to stick around, because we're definitely going to be talking about it. I've discovered this maybe a few years ago when I started working with a young man when he was promoting his system called Zenity Fitness. And he had this program called Stroke Skills. And I was given the opportunity to learn directly from him and how the stroke of a man helps intensify the orgasm for a woman. And then how when a woman breathes in a certain way, it actually helps to intensify his stroke. It is amazing how the two work in concert together. So what we're going to do tonight is for the ladies and how to incorporate the breath into his stroke, because the breath and the stroke work together. Instead of him pounding, pounding away on you, it's actually intentional. So when you actually start to do conscious breathing, it goes better with the sex and the orgasm, and almost everything starts to vibrate on the same level. So we start to, bring all of that together. So what will end up happening is you become more conscious, you become more aware, you become more sensitive, you become more heightened, and then thus you have more incredible orgasms at the end. So if y'all are ready, say yeah. When I say yeah, you say yeah. Y'all can say yeah, talk to me. Send me some comments. Let me know you're there. Let me know you're listening. Let me know you like what I'm talking about, right? So the first thing that I want to do is talk about the thrust, right? So when the penis first goes in, or on the insertion of the penis. So the penis is going in, right? So when the penis goes in, ladies, what I want you to do is I want you to inhale. So the penis is going in. I want you to inhale. And the thing is that from the time it goes inside of you until the time it stops, you're going to hold that breath in. So you're going to do a long inhale in. So it's going to be like, and you're going to hold that breath until he backs that stroke out, until he comes back out. And on the backstroke is when you exhale, right? And it's with that same slow motion, right? So you see how the penis and the breath plays a part with each other. So if he's going pow, 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 you're talking about you going right? And that does nothing but hyperventilate you and make you dizzy. What you want to do is you want to make sure that the penis is going in a very slow stroke. You don't have to maintain that slow stroke for a long time. You basically want to do that for 10 strokes at a time, 10 bunches. And if you do it in bunches, you'll realize at the end of that last 10, that 10th stroke, something fantastic will start to happen. The body, I'm not going to give it all away because you have to experience it for yourself, but the body in concert with the penis and the breath, it opens up the universe. And when I tell you, your vagina will thank you. Call me when it happens, because it is going to blow your mind. Again, I'm going to walk you through the steps. This is what you have to do just to simply, I'm talking about incorporating simple breathing. Now, this technique will work for little penises as well as big penises. It'll work for, skinny penises or big fat penises. So it doesn't matter the size of the penis, because what's going to happen is that you're going to have this concert going on between the breath, the vagina, and the penis, right? So here we go again. When the penis goes in on the insertion, ladies, I want you to inhale. We're going to do this together. Insertion. Penis goes in. You hold that penis, and then you release. You exhale on the backstroke. Just simply doing the breathing. Oh, it's so delicious. Yes, it is. Oh my God, it's so delicious. Like, just bringing that concert into your home. Like, so there's levels to the breathing now, right? So we've gotten the technique down. Insertion, inhale, out, exertion, or he's pulling out, you exhale, right? So how do we breathe up here? Now, what you saw me do was I took both breaths in and out through my mouth, right? But if you want to intensify that, once you get practice, because you've got to practice this thing. Please don't expect for you to go in there the first time and it's supposed to be this magical thing. You have to practice, because it is a conscious thing. It is an intentional act. And sometimes when we get really excited with sex, we forget, we go mind stupid, right? So I want to make sure that when you do it for the first time, do it with just the breathing from the mouth, right? That'll get you to getting in the rhythm of things, right? So then once you've graduated and you've gotten the rhythm, you want to breathe in through your nose and you want to exhale through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And that's going to help to perpetuate that energy even further, right? And then for those who practice meditation, you are my friends, ladies and gentlemen, because in the practice of meditation, you know what it means to really get a deep breath in. So even as the penis is going in, you're not giving that shallow breath. It's really going to be that right? You feel that air, you feel that abundance, you feel that joy, and it'll be in there. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Just simply incorporating that technique. Now, here's the thing. You can do this two ways. You can sit down with your partner, ladies, and say, hey, I got this technique I want to try out. Or you can just spring it on somebody. And what happens if you don't tell the person about the stroke count, as far as like you taking a deep inhale with every in stroke, you're going to find yourself with a person who is literally in there with his own rhythm, right? It's usually like this. You'll find him with his own rhythm. And then if you're thinking about without having the conversation with him, you've got to keep up with this pace, right? I don't know how many men can really keep this pace consistently, not too many, but if you find him, he's got a good pace, whatever that pace is, you've got to maintain that if you're not going to tell him, right? But if you have the conversation beforehand, say, babe, we're going to do this new technique and we're just going to do 10 strokes. And let's figure out whatever pace you want to do. I'm going to follow you with the breath, right? So he's in, and you want the breaths to be long, which means the strokes have to be long, right? A lot of men give you fast strokes, blah, 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 blah. Not too many of them give you that long, deep, intentional stroke where they go in, rub your clitoris with his balls. They don't do that. It's not intentional. It's not with purpose. They're just in there trying to get the feel. But you want to get the connection. Does that make sense? That makes sense. So with this technique, you are talking about building and creating the bond between you and the person that you're having sex with. So this is another reason why you can't have sex with people you don't like and you don't trust, because you've got to be able to engage in them on this level. So if you're having sex with somebody, if it's a one night stand kind of a deal, you might not want to devote that emotional energy to them. And if that's the case, you're going to have to go with something else. Once you find somebody that you're willing and ready to exchange that level of energy with, then you employ this technique. Does that make sense? All right. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to be able to, just a little small recap. Again, I don't like to keep you long on these lives, but just a small recap. Breathing is one of the most important things that you can incorporate into your sexual activity. It's simple, it's free, you don't have to go and buy nothing, and it won't irritate your vagina, right? 2, you want to start with simple breathing technique, breathing in through the mouth, and then breathing from mouth to nose, and then doing deeper breathing, belly breathing, right? So those are the 3 levels of breathing. Again, you want to inhale on the in stroke. You want to exhale on the back stroke. You want to do this in 10 bunches. You want to do this in bunches of 10. So 10 breaths at a time, and then once at that end of that 10th breath, enjoy the sensation that is going to occur. Now, it will be different for women versus men, but you will both feel a different sensation. You will feel the significance, right? Lavish in that. Do what you do if you need to go hard for a few minutes, and then go back to doing another group of 10. Right? And then do that consistently until you reach that orgasmic experience. Yes? Yes. And then finally, head over to my friend who has an extensive library on strokes, because it is the stroke that really pushes this technique to the next level. Once you've incorporated the breathing, ladies, and he has mastered his stroke together in concert, you create a magnificent orgasm. So the website for my friend is called Zenity Fitness. That's ZENITY Fitness.com. So you want to head over to ZenityFitness.com and look at all the stroke skills that you can learn over there. It's fantastic. I just wanted to come on tonight. This is day 17 of 30 days of love. The Path to Love Fest is live and well. Make sure you guys get an opportunity to come out to Greenville. Get over to NikimaLee.com. There's a lot of freebies over there. This If you missed it in the replay and you didn't get a chance to write everything down, watch it again. But you can go over to NikimaLee.com tomorrow and get this in text form, and we should have a good time while I get this posted for you guys. All right? So if there's no questions tonight, I want to say thank you all for watching. This is the Love Evangelist, Nikima Lee, and I'm here to make you what? Fantastically delicious. Love you guys.